My name is Jin, and I'm CEO of Uxcel, and I'm one of the co-founders. Originally, everything started a little bit more than 2 years ago. Actually, about 2.5 years. It was June 2019, I guess, and it was back then. It was UX4. It was a different name, and it was like pre MVP of our idea, and basically I started that through the simplest way, through the Instagram actually account.
Okay.
So I had an idea like, hey, like there is tons of learnings right now out there for design. I'm a designer myself by background, and I've seen like over the years, since I'm self-taught designer, like more than half of designers right now are self-taught. I've seen over the years there is no one place where you can literally like learn easily design with no hustle, with no sitting through like boring courses, like talking heads for an hour, and extracting some of the value. So I had this idea: how do I, help people learn the most essential and little bite-sized pieces of information you need in your day-to-day work to just basically become a better designer. So that's where the idea came from. Yeah, I was like, it was boiling for a couple of months in my head, and I was like, hey, how do I test this out? And like building something, it wasn't like really feasible solution for me at the time. And one day I took my kind of animation skills and design skills, and I created an Instagram account and started posting out there. So this is a first back then with $0 spent in advertisement, and like in half a year it grew to 100K people. So people love the idea, people love the approach. So it's basically bite-sized interactive learning experience, and it was injected basically in their day-to-day bad habit of scrolling Instagram feed. So we kind of use that to help them learn something. So I think there is like mix of the reasons why the idea picked up, and like from day one we were continuously talking with the users how to improve, what to do better, etc. And like it was always iteration to improve the thing. And yeah, like after this half a year, like in something like 3-4 months, I contacted some of my fellow developers, and we've built the very first kind of version of our first app. And back then it was like really simple. It was like 100 exercises or so. But it got us on the radar of of one of the venture funds, and we've got like investment.
Okay.
So like from 2020, basically we are started building a team, started like being officially Uxcel a startup, and for the last 2 years we are mostly spend our time on building this interactive learning platform for designers worldwide. And this year, I would say we've at the stage where we are pretty much achieved the product market fit. All the signs are showing that we have a great NPS score among our pro customers, like great signs of the product market fit, and we see like a big activity in the social, in the internet. People loving the product as well as our users are. So we have like a lot of testimonials. So yeah, like these 2 years we are building the product, we're building the core of the UXL, which is essentially this is the place where you build your design career. You come here, you are either you are learning design from zero, or you are coming here as a working professional and improving your skills. We released the skill test, which helps you also benchmark your progress. If you compare, like on LinkedIn, there is a bunch of skill tests for different professionals. There is almost none for designers. So we are taking like approach to being like niched design kind of skill test, testers basically. So it also picked up with the community a lot, so people love it. And at this stage, we are slowly moving into like whole cycle of, hey, you can build your career here. We just recently, months ago, released the professional profile, where designers can basically fill in their design profile like more professionally, They can expose their results of their skill test. They can report a little introduction about themselves, and the and get hired. So that's kind of what we are building right now, and that's what like shorts the story.
No, I think that's genius, because I know so many people in this stage of life who kind of went to school, they don't love what they're doing, and they basically want to start over, moving into something like UX design, but they don't want to go back to school. So some kind of boot camp, or even just being able to test your benchmark skills and see where you sit. People need that, and there's nothing really out there like that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I would say we are trying to approach that also at scale, because like we're not taking a traditional like bootcamp approach and stuff, because the bootcamp comes with a lot of costs, and it's really, really hard to scale that, because in bootcamp you could have like 20, 30 students, you need a dedicated teacher, and usually the costs of bootcamp goes up to like, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. We are
Right.
basically costing like a cup of coffee per month. Like
Okay.
it's from $5 to $8 per month. And because we are mostly like not a boot camp, if you compare our model of education, is more like a Duolingo, but for designers.
Okay.
So that, you know, you don't necessarily will learn like become perfect English, you know, like speaker with the Duolingo, but it helps you to train and become much, much, much better. So that's kind of our model, and we are actually right now kind of looking, and we have already several partners, educational partners, who are injecting the Uxcel into their boot camps, into their
Okay.
you know, the design building programs, basically career building programs. So we are great in the learning part. We're a great training tool, which helps you day to day, 5 minutes a day you spend, you become better. And then, yeah, you come to us, you test your skills, you benchmark yourself, etc.
Okay. Amazing. Are you and your team all based in Poland, or are you kind of all spread around?
We are kind of spread around across Europe. So we have offices, we have people in Poland, Lithuania, Italy, Belarus, Ukraine, Georgia. Few people are traveling, like I think right now, one in Turkey, one in Thailand. So we are
Over the map.
completely distributed, yeah, like
Very
remote
cool.
team.
Before you had kind of started this business, were you working full time, or were you working on another venture in the past?
Yeah, so so me and my co-founder, we've been worked on a previous company, both full time. That's how we know each other. We worked together for, I don't know, like 4 years, I guess. We kind of like became friends and like had common interests. He's as well a designer um, by background, and we both worked in an American company which was working in a area of mortgage.
Okay.
So yeah, like a little bit boring design, but it was really challenging, and we like, you know, it taught us a lot.
Awesome. No, it's great when you are able to meet like-minded people through work and kind of build off that and do your.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we are both are, you know, self-taught designers, and we run several how you call it, surveys, and 2/3 of all people are self-taught designers, and
Right.
that's why we think like this idea stick to both of us, because, you know, we've been through that. We know the challenge, we know how hard it is to learn design in this world, and yeah, we basically, you know, like we're helping other people to go through this path more efficiently.
Yeah, that's great. What would you say is kind of like the ultimate problem that you're trying to solve with your product, and what was kind of like the moment that you knew you had to do this?
Yeah, so ultimate problem, I would say, I can see right now, designers are a little bit in kind of not fair position for them in the career side of things. There is, for example, there is tons and tons of tools for developers out there. Like tremendous amount of tools for learning, for getting them hired, for like placing them, like helping. Like there is like, you know, like 100 tools which with different kinds of interactive learning for developers. There is like great forums where you can discuss complex questions. There is like a GitHub where you can expose yourself. There is a lot of companies where you can apply, they verify your skills, and they help you get hired and land a really great job. For designers, it's almost none. It's limited to like Dribble and like LinkedIn, but LinkedIn it's for everybody. It's not for designers.
Right.
And Dribble is just beautiful pictures, which is great for like visual guys and is great for contractors and freelancers. And I would say designers are kind of underserved in these services. So what we're trying to build, we were trying to build a place where you build your design career and get hired. So basically everything, you come here. So the idea behind it is like every your action on a platform, either you learner, the platform will expose yourself as a continuous learner. You test your skills, the platform going to record that. You get hired, the platform are also going to help you do that. So we kind of building this full-fledged solution for designers to build their careers. It all started with the learning, because I've seen the problem with like learning being boring and unstructured. It is also a big problem. Like I myself, I don't want to. I hate sitting through like the courses where like there's 30-minute video or an hour video where you need to like listen 15 minutes for a person life story, and then you can try to digest some information. It is also non-efficient. So we guys started with the problem of providing better learning experience, more interactive, more more which more fits the current era. And then like I would say the problem emerged, the bigger problem of giving designers the place to like completely build their careers.
Okay. So I guess if you were to sum it up in just like a few short words, if you were to give your elevator pitch, what would you say Uxl does?
Yeah, Uxcel is where design careers are built. We have it on a website, and that's where we're going with.
Perfect. Can you share a little bit about how you kind of acquired your first few customers?
It was strictly through Instagram. So the Instagram was and probably still one of our biggest source for customers, for users. And yeah, like I said, we spent $0 on ads on Instagram. It all naturally grew. The product. So we've set up a landing page with product coming soon. We've collected the emails, the waiting list, and then we announced the waiting list, and then basically like some percentage of people were immediately purchased. I would say we learned a lot. We did a lot of mistakes, as you know, as on a startup stage you learn. I would say we launched probably a little bit early, so like for half a year, we got our customers, but we were not giving them enough, I would say, value, which compared to right now, we're giving them like a lot. But still, that was early adopters, and they loved the product from the day one, most of them at least. And like our NPS score was always close to 70, which is like top of the class. So yeah, it's Instagram. That's our first source, and that's how our first customers came from.
That's amazing, because I feel like it's so hard to gain an organic following on Instagram these days. It's so saturated the market. So I know a lot of people are struggling to kind of get eyeballs on their page.
Yeah, I think like it was like a good timing as well. I think I would maybe right now I wouldn't be able to do that. Maybe yes, who knows? But I think it's always there is a luck, but luck doesn't come when you don't try, when you don't do it. It was like tons and tons of time, effort spent on.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to put in.
A lot of work. It was like daily for me because I had a job and etc. I think it was daily 3 to 4 hours spent on Instagram to grow that by myself that time. Yeah, because you need to do it creatives, you need to do research, you need to engage with people, etc. So it's a lot of work. But,
yeah. Do you guys have any major competitors out there right now, or is it kind of a blue ocean?
it depends on from what side we look at it. And if in terms of the learning, I would say it's not a blue ocean. We are like there is a lot of places to provide learning. It's just we provide it in a different way. If you say in terms of the interactive planning for designers, we're the only ones. But yeah, I would say for the learners, it's just we provided something better, but it's not like something which is 10x or 20x better. It's for a certain amount of people, it's 10x better. For others, it's different way, so it has its own audience. For like completely career building platform, I would say there is none. And like free on Uxcel, we want people to test their skills. So this is also like only we provide that. And yeah, like complete solution for design career building. We're not quite there yet. We'll be like in 1-2 quarters. But I wouldn't say there is like real competitors out there. You can say Dribble is at a certain extent is competitor, and they are moving more into also providing like job features, more into education, but they are still mostly for certain type of designers and for contractors, freelancers, etc.
Okay, so it just really depends on what you're looking for, I guess.
Yes, yes.
What would you say is kind of the biggest hurdle that you guys have faced so far, and how did you overcome it?
Well, they come and go. I wouldn't say we overcome like being. I don't know. That's a hard question. It's being in a startup. Um, I would say the COVID kind of hurt, put us in some pressure for sure because there was lack of communication. There was basically for a year, I would say we've been adjusting how to communicate because we had like a schedule, we had a rhythm set up, etc. And then the COVID hit, and we're like, okay, how do we communicate that? I think it slowed us down. It affected our communication. I think like only previous year we finally figured out how to do things. So it definitely was a challenge. And yeah, prioritization. This is the biggest thing which I don't know. I still learn how to better prioritize things because you have 100 ideas and you want to do it immediately. And like what to do right now, this is the biggest kind of challenge, and I think we're still learning.
Definitely. COVID has rocked so many businesses and completely changed some businesses or taken them out completely. So even with us, it's been a learning curve this year. And no one I've ever talked to has ever said anything about COVID as being the biggest hurdle, but that would definitely be our own as well. So I'm glad we're not alone.
Yeah.
Do you guys have, I know you said you didn't spend any money on Instagram ads, so do you guys have any kind of sales process set up, or is it just all word of mouth right now?
So right now our paid customers is users it's a B2C segment, so we don't really need a sales process. We basically need marketing, and that's where like 99% of our users come from. It's from our marketing efforts, from our social channels, and a lot of them comes from the word of mouth. Like we've built like a few growth hacks basically the product when you, for example, when you take a test, you share it on your LinkedIn and brag about, hey, I'm a top 15. Go check out the test, and it drives a lot of, I would say, user growth, these kind of things. Yeah.
Great. No, that's a very smart idea. Do you guys, have you done funding in the past, or do you have plans to do funding in the future?
So we have a private base, one of the venture capitals firm which is invested in Uxcel. Yes. So it's a kind of seed round or pre-seed round. I have it's semantics sometimes.
Okay, great. I guess what are your plans for the growth of the company? Like, what would the next year hopefully look like in a perfect world?
Yeah, so for this year we are kind of more rolling out the hire part of things. So like more for designers, more into career building, more into like build your professional profile, fill in your profile, put in your career preferences, get your job recommendations, which match your profile. And from the business side of things, we are right now building this, how we call it, initiative, the Uxl Hire, which is basically this is solution for the business to come to us and basically pay for the service to tap into our pool of qualified design talent. So we will offer two types of services. One is a self-served approach, which company comes, pays us like a monthly fee, and they get access to the search, to messaging. And the second one will be a personalized approach, where company comes to us and say, hey, we need this designer, and we deploy our internal team to kind of talent team to help them match with a great talent from our community.
Okay, genius. Are most people kind of looking on the platform usually for a job? Like, are they trying to advance their skills to move to another role, or is it usually?
This is only started, I would say, rolling out. It's
Okay.
still we've been spending like last couple of years of solidifying our learning part of things. So for the users, we're thinking for the user there's three pillars. You learn, you test your skills, and you showcase your professional profile. So
Okay.
the learn is solidified. Test your skills been launched on September, October. So it is now kind of solidified in the process, and we only launched like basically 2 weeks ago in January the third part, which is showcase everything to get hired. So this is going to be rolled out for the next 2 quarters for the users. So we'll have like this 3 pillars of messaging kind of combining together. So hey, now you actually can build your career. And from the other sides, we will work on the demand, so that we are building solutions for the companies to come in and basically tap into our community to discover great matching talent for them.
Great. I guess my last and final question is, how can people find and connect with you?
With Uxcel or with me personally?
Both.
Oh, Uxcel. Yeah, well, uxcel.com is all available. And yeah, if any question rises, we have both me and Colin, who is a co-founder, are really responsive anywhere on LinkedIn, on email. So we have like gene@uxcel.com, pretty easy email. Anybody can reach out and take advice.
Great.